Okay. Hi, thank you for joining me today. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to identify adverbs in 3 individual sentences. The adverbs in these sentences are all used to modify verbs. However, just as a reminder, adverbs themselves are multifaceted. They're able to modify adjectives, other adverbs, and of course, verbs themselves. And when I say modify, I mean they give you the extent to which something is happening. They tell you when something is happening, in some cases where something is happening. There's adverbs of, time, right, manner, extent, and so on. Actually, there's a few additional ones. But just for the sake of simplicity, like I said, we're going to go ahead and just take a look at modifiers for verbs, so adverbs that are modifying verbs only. I'll go ahead and get out of the way so you can read the sentences. Hopefully it's legible. Sentence number 1 reads, Malala was especially eager to start the day. Good for her. Number 2, we have Trent said that he was very ill after eating the glue stick, thinking it was candy, which we've all done at one point in our lives, I'm sure. Number 3, we have Aman said he had studied his spelling words thoroughly, so in depth. Okay, let's go ahead and, I'll give you a moment. You can pause the video if you'd like, identify those adverbs, and resume when you're ready so we can go over them together. Okay, so for sentence number 1, we have Malala. I underlined it. It was our subject earlier. But Malala's our subject. Well, she was especially eager to start the day. Well, okay, I know there's a copula here. It's a to-be verb, the past tense version of is, which is was. So there's an action, I guess you can refer to it as, not necessarily actionable, but again, a state of being. Especially eager to start the day. Well, especially describes or modifies the word eager in this case. So especially is giving you, I guess, the extent to which she was eager to start her day. So good for her. She's got a good attitude. All right, number 2, we have Trent, our subject, said is what he did, that he was very ill after eating the glue stick, thinking it was candy. So there's a few verbs here, right? So we have said is what he did. We have the copula was. Eating is another verb. Thinking is another verb. And of course, we're back to was, that copula. We're going to have to be a little discriminatory in terms of, which of these verbs are being modified? Here, let's see, said. He explicitly said that he was very ill. Okay, very ill. Ill is also a state of being, right? So I guess in a way you can refer to that as being a verb. So this verb, what's modifying it? Well, the word very is modifying the verb ill because it's telling you the extent to which he was ill. So he's very ill, not just ill, very ill. He was very sick, unfortunately. And whereas the other verbs are present, but there are no modifiers linking to them. So we're good. I think we found our adverb. Let's go ahead and look at sentence number 3. We have Aman said, Aman being our subject, said being his action. He had, past tense, studied his spelling words thoroughly. Studied is another verb. This is what he did in the past. His spelling words are what he studied. That would be your object. Thoroughly. Okay. So we know he studied. So we've got our verb. We know the thing that he studied were his spelling words. That's our object. So likely nothing going to modify that. Thoroughly. I've got thoroughly, but what was done thoroughly? He studied thoroughly. So don't get this confused with he thoroughly spelling words. No, it's not going to link to the object. Instead, it's got to link, in this case, to the verb studied, right? The extent to which he studied. Okay, so again, just as a closer, adverbs can be used to modify adverbs themselves, adjectives, and other verbs. But in this case, or in these examples, we focused only on verbs. Just keep that in mind, right? They're multifaceted. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Thank you for participating.